Hey there! My name's Jason, streaming here as Brain Better, as I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Except not this last Wednesday, because I had something else overriding the stream. So I am here with a backlog of Advent of Code. So that's what I'm here to do today. So let's dive right in. Let me just here figure out what I'm drinking here. I have a couple of empty cans I forgot to clear off my desk. There they are, into the recycle bin, and let's open up a can of seltzer. A can of seltzer. Here we go. All right, let's jump into my desktop. All right. This Chemical Brothers album is being a little loud. Okay, there we go. Got some Chemical Brothers, some classic coding music. But so one thing I'm just looking at here, I've been learning more about the notebook engine I've been using, and I discovered I have the ability to take input, which is actually kind of nice. What I want to do here is see if I can quickly, before I go into the next one, since we frequently switch back and forth between our example data and our data here, and we've got this data selector, let me see if I can have this thing in its output select which data we've got. So let's go ahead and say here, all right, this thing said we have the kernel request input async method. All right, so and kernel is not available. Oh, using Microsoft.NET Interactive. That's a useful thing to be using here. In fact, let me take this thing, imports. Hang on, I should have the ability to just, I did something that caused that to de-render. That's interesting. All right, go ahead. Did this just become like a code cell or something accidentally? Hang on. I changed some formatting when I was using this to do some teaching, and I think I'm going to go back and adjust my formatting here. Polyglot notebook. Okay. More actions. Customize notebook layout. Here we go. Cell toolbar on click. Consolidated run button. Yes, use. Okay. Yes, drag and drop should be enabled. That'll make my life easier. Format on save. Global toolbar. Scrolling. Text line limit. Word. Aha, there we are. Cell status bar. Visible. That's what I want. And let's turn off sticky scroll. Okay. Let's go ahead and close that. No, this is Markdown. And if I hit run, why has it become merged with that other one there? Okay, I'm confused here. Let's go ahead. Hang on. If I want to move this cell up, there was a way to do that before. Oh, the checkbox, not the play button. Okay, there's. Now, yeah, we can just grab that. I'm going to drag this all the way up to like here. And then I'll also drag my, drag this thing up into that section we've just made. You go right there. Okay. And we need to be using Microsoft.NET Interactive. Okay, there we go. Now the data selector should be a little bit happier to do that. Yep, something's not found, but that's fine. All right. Kernel request inputs, and actually, yeah, let's just go ahead and, yeah. Oh, right, there's no data there to submit. That's fine. Okay. Request inputs async. And let's take a quick look at how we can do that. Is there any documentation there for what we've got? Interactive docs. Let's just see what happens if we request inputs async. Kernel does not contain a definition for request inputs async. Really? Get input from the user. or no, hang on, .get input async, which will show up that prompt, but I want multiple kernel.request inputs async. Oh, it's get inputs async in the code sample. Okay. There's an error in the docs. Kernel.get inputs async. Okay. And then if we go look at what our arguments are here, it wants a dictionary. Okay, no, right, an IEnumerable of input descriptions. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it a set of input descriptions here. New. Let's go ahead and say new data. And what are the things we can set on an input description? So let's just see. Input description ID equals new name. What is this thing? This is so input description is not known immediately, but hang on. Oh, hang on. Yeah. .NET interactive commands.input description. Okay. ID dot. Can I see what we can get in a commands.input description? Okay, hang on. .NET.interactive.commands. No. Okay, what we're looking at here, right, this starts it up in command line interface. I would really love under the docs to have the summary of what's in that interface there. Okay, large number of issues, but okay. What I just want to see here is if I can find the there's the FAQ, right, the telemetry, etc. Okay, let's see if we can just look in the code. Source, Microsoft.NET Interactive. I'm looking for, let's see, interactive commands. All right, input description, here we go. Okay, so you can have a name, it has a prompt, a save as, we have a type hint, and an expression node. Actually, hang on. So if we look at that with our input description, okay, so that's got the type hints there. And if we want to look at kernel.getInputsAsync, actually connect kernel command, let's see. Get validation errors. Nope, that connects kernel commands. Request value, no. So that's input description, but if I want to, request input, here we are. We have request input and then request inputs. Okay, so here we are. And apparently it's now called request inputs, but it wasn't always. Okay. Hey, Linus, good evening. We're doing some advent of code, but I'm just trying to set up a switcher so that I can do this without changing code. But looking at this, no, not going to happen. Let's jump into the first problem. I was kind of hoping that I could maybe use the .NET Interactive stuff to, instead of having to set which of my two data sets I'm working with. But yeah, that did not do what I was hoping. So let's take a look at what today's problem is. All right. Well, and by today's problem, we mean Monday's problem, because I am a number of days behind because I skipped Wednesday's stream. So let's see what happens. All right. You all arrive at a lava production facility on a floating island in the sky. As the others begin to search the massive industrial complex, you feel a small nose boop your leg and look down to discover a reindeer wearing a hard hat. The reindeer is holding a book titled Lava Island Hiking Guide. However, when you open the book, you discover that most of it seems to have been scorched by lava. As you're about to ask how you can help, the reindeer brings you a blank topographic map of the surrounding area, your puzzle input, and looks up at you excitedly. Perhaps you can help fill in the missing hiking trails. The topographic map indicates the height at each position using a scale from 0 to 9, where 9 is highest. Based on unscorched scraps of the book, you determine that a good hiking trail is as long as possible and has an even, gradual uphill slope. Hey, Plus Mid, welcome. Doing some Advent of Code here. Just getting started on Mondays. So for all practical purposes, this means that a hiking trail is any path that starts at height 0, ends at height 9, and always increases by a height of exactly 1 at each step. Okay. You look up from the map, and you notice that the reindeer has helpfully begun to construct a small pile of pencils, markers, rulers, compasses, stickers, and other equipment you might need to update the map with hiking trails. Well, that's nice of them. A trailhead is any position that starts one or more hiking trails. Here, these positions will always have height 0. Assembling more fragments of pages, you establish that a trailhead score is the number of 9 height positions reachable from that trailhead via a hiking trail. In the above example, Yep, exactly. Doing a catch up here. I generally delay a little. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I of course don't do that day's stream since I stream before the new problem drops. And then Wednesday I had to skip my stream for a job interview. So yeah, I'm catching up. I got 4 days worth here to do. And the big interesting thing about my approach here is I'm using .NET Interactive, so C# in Jupyter notebooks, which is weird. The interview did go well, I think. We'll find out. We'll see what they think. But yeah, this is it's for a role doing some teaching, which would be pretty interesting for me. Also, hello, Ninth Prime, welcome. All right, so we want to figure out the scores of them, right? Dots are impassable trials. We don't have any of those. The real one. Okay, this trail has a score of 4 because every 9 is reachable via a hiking trail except for the one immediately to the left of the trailhead. Okay, yep, that makes sense. So yeah, we can get 1, 2, 3, 4 9s. This topographic map contains 2 trailheads. The trailhead at the top has a score of 1. Yep, while the trail at the bottom has a score of 2 because it can get to both. Okay. What is the sum of the scores of all of the trailheads on your topographic map? All right, cool. So long walk to get to the explanation of what we're doing here, but let's grab the example. And we're going to copy that into raw data. Okay, the engine's now aware of that. We can work with it. Let's also get my puzzle input, the real one. That's huge. We're going to copy that. We'll put it right there. Do that. Save that. So we've just stuck these into the notebook kernel, so we can now ignore them. Going to let our utilities run, and then what our data selector is going to do is pull that out of notebook memory into here and do a little bit of line ending works that I have the data there. So let's go ahead, start by running all, make sure everything looks good. All right, part 1. So we've got our data. And let's jump back here. Sum of the scores of all the trailheads. Okay. So, I mean, this is... Okay, my initial thinking on this is a fairly simple... I mean, breadth or depth first search doesn't even really matter from each trailhead. Now, the catch here is... I want to just look here. It's the number of 9 height positions reachable. So it's not the number of distinct trails. All right. So what I think I want to do here is let's just start with let's go with yeah. So using coord equals int r, int c. So what I'm just establishing here is a tuple that I'm going to be able to use as a type here. So I want to say list of coord. Actually, no, I'm just going to say IEnumerable of coord. I don't care what I return. I just need to give some type of a collection. So something enumerable of coord. Reachable peaks from coord. And now, here's the fun thing. The thing I was doing in my job interview was I was teaching a class on recursion. And this is just screaming recursion me. So thing one is we want to say get value at coord. Find neighbors with value +1. So get the value at coordinate, find all the neighbors that are one bigger, call reachable peaks from for each neighbor, deduplicate. That'll get us there. Nice little recursive search. So, all right. And then we just need to make sure we only call reachable peaks from on our zeros, which are our trailheads. So let's start here with int value equals oh, right. So I want to turn this into a map. I've already done that in a previous day. Let's go find the day where I did it. It was, this is actually one of the days where I did it. Okay. There we go. Your useful code. Close day 8. Don't save because it reruns stuff there. Oh, split keyboard. Learning to type has become the new final boss. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we got our map here. So what we just want to do now is we're going to say int value equals map at, oh, actually, hang on. Coord p for point. Okay, p dot r p dot c. Okay, so there's our value, which is the map at there. So now what we want to just do here is let's just say coord array directions equals 0, comma +1, 0, comma -1, +1, 0, -1, 0. Oh, here's the hit from this album. Oh, and this should not be a tuple container. This should be an array container. There we are. All right, there's directions. So now, we also should have, I think, from day 8 an is_inbounds function, which I just want to quickly check for here. Yep, there it is inbounds. Let's not rewrite that. Why rewrite things that we've already written? So here we are. We set up the map, and we've got this little question of is_inbounds. Great. So value equals map PR PC. For each direction in directions. For each var direction in directions. Okay. Oh, did I mention my streaming on Twitch in the interview? I did. Yeah, the interview is, I'm not going to talk about the company, but the interview is for a role that's kind of half teaching and half curriculum design. And the teaching would be online. So this is actually a big part of how I explain what I do. So yeah, when I was mentioning that, like, I was very comfortable with folks having fun in the chat while we were teaching the lesson, I didn't need them to just, like, only put things in chat if they want to talk to me. Like, please talk to each other in chat. Have fun. It's way more fun when chat's active. Apparently one of the other interviewers mentioned they also stream. So they didn't tell me what channel, but yeah, somebody else, one of my other interviewers, also a streamer. Yeah, we're just normal people. All right, so we have this for each var direction and directions. Actually, I did one more thing on day 8, I think. Let me see if I have it. Somewhere in here, I wrote a quick little helper function on one of the days when I had coordinates that let me just add coordinates to each other. Okay, you're not there. Were you on day 7? This wasn't a coordinates day. Day 6, was this a coordinates day? Yes, no, this was a coordinates day. Okay. Fine-guard mark is on my... there we are. Add coordinates. That's what we wanted. Because why rewrite code I've already written? Okay. So for each var direction in directions, var target... Thank you. Okay, var target equals p add p dir. If is in bounds target and map target.r target.c. Yeah, I mean, typing is slow even on just a regular keyboard, and then you add the ergo keyboard to that. Okay, if is in bounds and that value equals that, then... Okay, so there's a couple things. First of all, I taught a lesson on recursion. Thing one, we've got value. If value equals 9, return p. Wrapped in a list because this thing needs to return collections. Okay, so now if this thing is in bounds, what we need to do is, what we want to do here is we want to say, set peaks. Actually, no, we need to set this up outside of the thing that does this, or then we're going to say otherwise, hash set peaks equals new hash set. Oh, right, hash set of coord peaks is new hash set. Okay, so now what we've done here is if our new target is in bounds and its value is value plus 1, what we're just going to say is peaks dot, it append, does it append one that adds a collection? I think it is, but this is not doing a great job of showing me my... Oh, no, appends value at the end of the sequence. No. Okay. Because I want to add multiple things here. Or no, it's peaks dot union with. That's it, right? Yep, other, which just has to be an IEnumerable of that. Yep, so peaks dot and union is all elements that are specified in either collection. So we're going to union this with reachable peaks from P, or from target. Okay. And then, having done that, return peaks. Cool. And the deduplication is happening implicitly. So now we can find the reachable peaks from any point. So now what we just want to do is, let's go ahead and just, that's enough for one cell. Great. New code cell. All right. For each, actually, no, for int r equals 0, r less than height r plus plus. For int c equals 0, c less than width c plus plus. Sometimes old school for loops are the easiest for what we're doing. Okay, so r and c, and then what we're just going to do is we're just going to say if map sub r, let's get the parents where we want them. If map sub r sub c is 0, and I'm just going to say display reachable peaks from RC. Okay. So for right now, I'm just going to do that. Let's see what happens. Interesting. Looking at my map here. Wait a second. These are characters. These aren't numbers. Let's fix that. Okay. So we have turned everything in the map into that. So we've selected line, line.toChar array. So we turn every line into an array of characters. Dot. Hang on here. So we take our string map, we're running this select, And then we're going to do a to array on the result of that select. But first, we've also got this now. We have this array of characters. And this is actually going to become an int thump map. line.toChar dot let me see here. Dot select c goes to lowercase int dot parse c. Try that. Oh, you don't like that. Cannot convert from char to string. Well, I know a really stupid conversion from char to string. That's easy. We're just going to wrap that character inside a format string. Oh, you don't like that. What's going on here? Okay. Cannot implicitly convert type. Oh, right. This also then needs to be c to int.parseC dot to array. There we go. And then we do this again. Hey, okay, so we found a couple things here. We found a collection from one spot, a collection from another spot. Ooh, we found... Okay, hang on. Let's just take a quick look here at what we've got. The final example here has 9 trailheads, and we found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, good. Good, that's promising. So let's go back here now, and instead of doing this, and each one has, with its score, so we want to do, we have reachable peaks from, so that is, the weird printing here is, I'm actually using the formatter here to do an object dump. So what we've actually done is object dumps of the various things, which is, it's part of the magic of this notebook. I discovered it the other day since my last stream. Much nicer than having to do all this work of figuring them all out myself. So we've got this. Now peaks is the reachable peaks from there. And what we just want to do is actually, here we go, int result equals 0. And then we just want to say, we don't need to deduplicate these peaks. So result plus equals peaks dot count. All right. And then let's just say result. 36. Success. Yeah, it's very much like the browser dev console. Very similar spirit to that, except C#. Okay, so we've done that. Now let's go ahead and switch from the partial data to the full data. Rerun that. Rerun this. Rerun this. 535. That seems believable. And it is. Part 2. The ranger spends a few minutes reviewing your hiking trail map before realizing something, disappearing for a few minutes, and finally returning with yet another slightly charred piece of paper. This paper describes the second way to measure a trailhead, called its rating. A trailhead's rating is the number of distinct hiking trails which begin at that trailhead. For example, the above map has a single trailhead, but its rating is 3 because there are 3 distinct hiking trails that begin there. Here's a map containing a single trailhead with rating 13.